Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel Hepshan Abhijit Mulik. Today's date is 13th of September 2021 and today's topic is discussion about the encapsulation. Before starting an encapsulation, firstly I will introduce myself. My name is Abhijit Dattatreya Mulik. I am from Kalam, district Usmanabad. I had completed my graduation in mechanical engineering from J.H. Raisoni College of Engineering and Management, Wagholi, Pune, and also completed my diploma in mechanical engineering from Swerid's College of Engineering and Polytechnic, Pandharpur. That's all about me. So, if we talk about now encapsulation, then firstly we will see the definition of an encapsulation. Encapsulation is a wrapping of data members and the methods present in a class as a single unit. Then that conversion of a single unit is called as encapsulation. In encapsulation, we will achieve both data hiding and abstraction. How we will achieve the data hiding? Means data hiding is achieved by declaring the variable present in a class as a private. Because we know that if we use private access modifier, then that variable will be accessible only in that particular class. Outside of that class, that variable can't be accessed. That's why we will declare that variable as a private, and it cannot be accessed outside of that particular class. That's why by using this we can achieve the data hiding. Data hiding means that variable hiding. So by using that private keyword we will achieve it. So now how we will access that private keyword in other class, that is achieved by the setter and getter method. That is, in a setter method we can achieve an abstraction. That's why in encapsulation both abstraction and data hiding will be achieved. That's about the abstraction and data hiding. So now we will see some of the conditions which required for an encapsulation. That is, now I discussed that the variable should be declared as a private, and the method which is accessed that private, which is able to access that private variable, is declared as a public. That's the main two condition in encapsulation. Now, according to the name, encapsulation means that name which came from capsule. That is one capsule in which both, means in actual capsule there is medicine present inside it, but we can't achieve it, but its application will be achieved. That's why that encapsulation name will be came from that capsule. If we compare that encapsulation, if we compare that capsule with our class, that is, in a capsule we will contain that some of the variables, that means that data members and the methods which will access that variables, which will access that private variables. That's all combination of that variables and that methods is called as a combination of method and a variable is a class. That means in our Java program all the classes are called as an encapsulation, are under the encapsulation. That's why we will discuss about the encapsulation. So if we talk about the some of the applications of the encapsulation, we will discuss by using some examples. So firstly we will take a class A, in which the we will take the one private variable, that is private int value, as a variable. We will take it. Then that private variable can't be accessed by other class, but we can achieve it through that getter and setter methods. How we will create that getter and setter method? In a compiler, that is in Eclipse IDE, we can achieve that getter and setter method through a source file, through source folder. We can create the getter and setter method for particular type of the variable. Means which variable we want to access, which is declared as a private, we will achieve it through that source folder by creating getter and setter method. That's about the how we achieve that getter and setter method through that source folder. So now I discussed that if we declare one class A in which one private variable is declared as private int value, and if we want to access that in an other class, then we will declare that getter and setter method in the other class, and that is declare it in other class, that public set value in bracket we will declare that int x, means what data type that variable, what is the data type of that variable, we will declare it in the value of the in the box of that parameter declared in the set value. So for achieving it, that for achieving that variable, we will use that this keyword, because we know that this keyword is used to access the instance variable. That's why we will use that this keyword, that is this value is equal to x. For that is the syntax of that setter method. And if we want to achieve that if we want to achieve that value of the variable, then we will declare it in getter method. That means in a getter method we will declare as a return type of getter method as a int, because we want that private variable value in the form of int data type. That's why we will return that int data type. So, and now we will create the other class from which we will access or give that value to that int x variable, through we can achieve the value of that private value variable. So in other class we will declare that main method, public static void main, and then in which we can create the object of that particular class through which in which the private variable is declared, and then private variable is declared, and then by creating that object we can call suppose we can create that class A, means a r is equal to new a, and r dot set value in argument we will give 100 value. Then sysout r dot get value, then we will achieve that output as a 100, through which we can achieve that value, for which through that getter method we can achieve the value of that particular private variable which is declared outside of that particular class. Means we can achieve private variable value in other class also through getter and setter methods. That's the use of that getter and setter methods. And again we will discuss that one point. If we want the output of if we want output as an increment and decrement, then also we can achieve it through that unary condition, that is increment and decrement. If you want that value as if you want that value as a 101, then we will firstly do the pre-increment, that is plus value. At that time we will gain the output as a 101. That's about the example of the getter and setter methods. Now we will see again one example, that is one of the example of the employee ID. So firstly we will declare class A, in which we declare an variable as a int employee ID, private int employee ID, and then we will declare the one that getter and setter method through the source folder, through which in a setter method it's in the parameter of the setter method we will declare the int x, means because we want to achieve that value of that employee ID in a data type of int. That's why we will declare the in a parameter of that set value as int x, and then for achieving that instance of that variable, that is instance variable, that is which is declared as a private. That's why we will use this keyword, that is this employee ID is equal to x, and that's all about the setter method. And if we want that output in a getter method, then we will declare that getter method, in which we can use return type as an int, because the employee ID is in the form of int data type. That's why we will return that int. We will return that int, means that value of that employee ID, return employee ID or return x. And then we will create another class in which we will create that main method, through which we will achieve the value of that employee ID which is declared as a private and in the other class. That's about the main method. in a main method, now we will declare we will declare the we will create the object of that int x by using a r is equal to new a, and we will we give the value to that setter method through arguments, that is r dot set value is r dot set value 1000, and then for getting an output or getting the value from that setter method we use getter method. Then we use sysout r dot get value, and then we will achieve the output as 1000. And also if you want that increment, that is if you want the output as a 1001, that's why in that condition we will use the pre-increment condition. That's about the pre-increment and about the encapsulation. Thank you.